Proud Boys and militiamen and neo-Nazis and QAnon types, what I would call MAGA terrorists, that they have right now. They're much more dangerous, and they're harder to defeat. And don't get me wrong, 9/11 was a horrific mass casualty attack of a kind unique in modern history. But in my view, Al-Qaeda after 9/11 was not as much of a threat to us, did not have the kind of advantages or strengths even, that this domestic movement of Oath Keepers and Proud Boys and militiamen and neo-Nazis and QAnon types, what I would call MAGA terrorists, that they have right now.
Some of the people who've now been identified and arrested as part of this domestic terror attack. I'm not talking about names, but what we've learned about what these people do, who they are.
That's exactly what you see. When we looked at those Americans who traveled to Syria for the purpose of joining the Islamic State, when you put all those faces and names down in one place, you had doctors, lawyers.
I know where to go after the Al-Qaeda and ISIS guys. They have a nerve center. ISIS obviously is Syria. Al-Qaeda was the tribal areas of Pakistan. There's no nerve center here. Number two, numbers. At any one time, we might at 7 a.m., 7:15 a.m. with the FBI director be briefing, let's say, a half a dozen major cases across the United States. I guarantee you that virtually every county in this country has some sort of extremist presence of the kind that we saw on January 6th.
The past 4 years, we've had a president who's made his contempt for our democracy, our Constitution, the rule of law, clear in everything he has done. He unleashed an all-out assault on our institutions of our democracy from the outset. And yesterday was but the culmination of that unrelenting attack.
If you could keep your answer just very short, I wonder, would you use the word radicalization? Have these people been radicalized?
They have been radicalized by the radicalizer-in-chief, the President of the United States. Absolutely.
Andrew McCabe, I really appreciate your expertise. Thank you for sharing.
But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time, but we can't play into the hands of these people. We have to have peace. So go home. We love you. You're very special. I unequivocally condemn the violence that we saw last week. Violence and vandalism have absolutely no place in our country and no place in our movement. Making America great again has always been about defending the rule of law. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.